Namaskar. Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita. Kathamritam tapta jeevanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham shravanamangalam श्रीमदादतं भुवि गृह्णन्ति भूरिदा जनाः. श्री रामकृष्ण कथामृतो प्रथम भाग चतुर्थ खंडो और चतुर्थ परिच्छेद. We are continuing again, and Sri Ramakrishna has told us, he has taught us as to how getting entangled in the enjoyments of lust and greed, a person loses his freedom and he becomes a slave. He becomes a slave of his master where he takes up the job hmm, to earn money. And again, the ultimate objective is nothing but to enjoy the pleasures of the world. And Sri Ramakrishna has, in last two readings, he gave us those two examples. One example of the priests of Govindji's temple, and second example we read yesterday about the story of 1200 Nedas and 1300 Nedis. But how smart, how intelligent those 100 Nedas were, who just vanished from the scene instead of meeting their guru after as their guru Veerabhadra, the son of Nityananda, had told them that you go to Ganges, take bath, offer your worship, perform sandhya, offer worship, and then come to me. So, although he had told all his 1300 shaven headed disciples, monks, only 1200 went to take bath. The other 100 they just vanished because they knew what is going to come to our lot. And 1200 Nedas, when they took bath and came back to their Guru said, these are 1300 Nedis, the seven headed nuns, they will serve you. Then the 1200 Nedas, they said, but we are 1200, they are 1300. 100 have already, 100 from us have already vanished. They have not come here. And they said, doesn't matter. Each one will serve you. So maybe possibly from among those 1300 Nedis, the 100 Nedis also could maintain their power, maintain their glory of being the ultimate knowers. But remaining 1200, now Veerbhadra never had this worry of these people, these disciples will get offended if ordinary householders they say something to them by mistake, but unknowingly they harm their sentiments. They will hurt these nedas, and then these nedas, in their turn, they will think something ill about people who have harmed them, who have hurt them, and ill will befall those ordinary people. Out of compassion for those people who might harm or hurt these highly elevated souls, Veerbhadra played this trick of getting them married with the clean shaven nuns, ladies, and ultimately they lost all their power. And then finally, Sri Ramakrishna said in yesterday's reading that all this thing is because of Kamini. Ero karon kebol Kamini. Just to enjoy that lust. People, they do all these things of getting becoming slaves to their masters, even get trampled under their boots. They undergo so much. They have to undergo and tolerate all that humiliation and suffering of working for somebody. Now, But Sri Ramakrishna knows that that is the thing. There is also a way out. Hmm. So Sri Ramakrishna says, Ishwar labher por kamini ke matru bhave puja. Once you have realized the God, once you have realized the ultimate truth, then you should worship the women folk as your mothers. You should have that motherly attitudes towards the females. And then you won't have to bother about getting downgraded from Windows 10 to Windows 7, and then suddenly you see that, oh, there is no support provided to Windows 7 now. So first you attain the God, and then you worship the woman as a mother. Don't hate them. Now Sri Ramakrishna says, যদি একবার এইরূপ তীব্র বৈরাগ্য হয়ে ঈশ্বর লাভ হয়ে তাহলে আর মেয়ে মানুষে আসক্তি থাকে না. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, once we have this strong dispassion, deep dispassion, having realized the God, having understood what is the ultimate reality, having come face to face with the mother, having seen her, having understood her, then you will no longer have any attachment for women. All you will have is motherly love, motherly affection, motherly respect towards the woman. Then these women, they are no more, they can no more affect you once you have the God realization. Then you have this motherly attitude towards women, and then you start respecting them, you start honoring them, you start uh, behaving with them as their child. Hmm? And then Sri Ramakrishna says, ঘরে থাকলেও মেয়ে মানুষে আসক্তি থাকে না, তাদের ভয় থাকে না. And then you lead your householder's life, no problem. And you won't feel that attraction with the lustful tendency. You will not have it. And then there is no danger. Even stay with the woman, live among them. There is no danger for you because your attitude is totally changed. And then there is no danger that, like those 1200 Nedas, there will be a downfall. No. If you have realized God, like those 100 Nedas, they never had a downfall. Hmm? Possibly those 100 Nedas, they had that learned understanding. They had that knowledge of treating the needies as their mothers. And that's what Sri Ramakrishna says. Once we have the ultimate God realization, there is nothing to worry about. There is no danger for you. Then you live in the midst. Then you live in the midst as the spider lives in its own web. Then there is no danger. Then Sri Ramakrishna gives another example. যদি একটা চুম্বক পাথার খুব বড় হয় হুম, আর একটা সামান্য হয় তাহলে লোহাটা কে কোনটা টেনে লবে? Sri Ramakrishna asked this question. Supposing there is a huge, a block of magnet, a huge piece of magnet, and there is a small piece of magnet. Now you tell which magnet will have a powerful force of attraction. Hmm? Naturally, it is only the big magnet. Bodotai tenelobe. The big magnet, will only have that more powerful force of attracting the iron compared to smaller magnet. Bigger the magnet, bigger the force. Now Sri Ramakrishna is actually teaching us the theory of force in physics, hmm, through this example. But this example he's telling us for our understanding of the force of God. Once you have attained the realized God, that force is much greater than the force of a simple devotee. So a bigger magnet will have huge force of attraction. ईश्वर बड़ो चुंबक पाथर. God is the big piece of magnet. তার কাছে কামিনী ছোট চুম্বক পাথর. Compared to Ishwar, compared to Lord, the big piece of magnet, Kamini, the last, is a very small, tiny piece of magnet. So, whose force of attraction will be more? Naturally, the Lord's force of attraction will be much more than that tiny force of attraction of lust. Hmm? কামিনী ছোট চুম্বক পাথার কামিনী কি করবে? What will that lust do when you have a big magnet pulling you towards it? When you have that forceful force of Lord pulling you towards the Lord, what will lust do? Lust has got no scope to interfere in your life. That is the ultimate. When you have got realization, the woman folk can do no harm to you. There is no danger because then you start revering the woman as the divine mother. Then Ekjon Bhakto. Now Sri M himself, he is asking this question to Sri Ramakrishna. মহাশয়, মেয়ে মানুষকে কি ঘৃণা করব? Now you have told us all the pitfalls that a person can have after coming in the company of woman. You have told that ero karon kebal kamini. So Sri M asks him, does it mean if women are the only reason, if lust is the only reason for the downfall of a person, then does it mean that মেয়ে মানুষকে কি ঘৃণা করব? Should we start hating the women folk? And what Sri Ramakrishna says? Sri Ramakrishna says, যিনি ঈশ্বর লাভ করেছেন, the one who has understood the Lord, who has had the God realization, তিনি কামিনীকে আর অন্য চক্ষে দেখেন না যে ভয়বে. Then he can never look at the woman with lustful eye, which will be dangerous for him. That will never happen. তিনি ঠিক দেখেন যে মেয়েরা মা ব্রহ্মময়ীর অংশ, আর মা বলে তাই সকলকে পূজা করেন. And he will never look upon women with that lustful tendency, with the lustful eye. So they have nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. There is nothing to be afraid of from a woman. They actually see. তিনি ঠিক দেখেন যে মেয়েরা মা ব্রহ্মময়ীর অংশ. That the women are nothing but manifestations of the divine mother, of the universal mother. আর মা বলে তাই সকলকে পূজা করেন. And addressing a woman as mother, they will even worship them. They will have a reverence due to the Divine Mother for all the women. They were entire understanding about the woman will get changed. They will see nothing but Divine Mother in the woman that they come across. So that is the understanding. And then Sri Ramakrishna finally talks to Vijay Prati. তুমি মাঝে মাঝে আসবে তোমাকে দেখতে বড় ইচ্ছা করে. And then Sri Ramakrishna finally says to Vijay, after all this wonderful sermon, wonderful teaching, he tells them, you keep coming to me. I feel good when I see you. Hmm? তোমাকে দেখতে বড় ইচ্ছা করে. I very much like to see you coming to me, talking to me, and listening to my words, we having a conversation. So Sri Ramakrishna says, I like to see you very much. You come here now and then. Try to find time, although you say that you won't find time because now you are a salaried employee of Brahmo Samaj. But for God's sake, take out the time and keep coming to me now and then. So that is where the fourth chapter of how strongly Sri Ramakrishna has taught us that unless and until we have a motherly attitude, motherly outlook towards women, we are bound to get entrapped in the net of lust and greed. And he has also shown us the way how to come out of it, how to gain that, understanding that all women are nothing but manifestations of the Divine Mother. That will happen as we start progressing towards God. And he said, and Thakur has assured us, Sri Ramakrishna has given that full assurance that after all, if there are two magnets, a huge magnet and a tiny piece of magnet, which magnet has a more force of attraction? Naturally, the bigger magnet has more force of attraction. And Sri Ramakrishna says, God is that bigger magnet compared to the tiny magnet of lust. If you are more attached to God, what will the tiny magnet of lust harm you? No way it can harm you. You have nothing to fear from that tiny magnet if you have kept yourself near the big magnet of the Lord, big magnet of the Divine Mother, of the beloved Ma. So that is Thakur's teaching in this fourth chapter, which we will stop here today. And in the next chapter, again, Sri Ramakrishna is going to uh, reiterate, reinforce the earlier teaching he had given of uh, preaching only after getting command from the God. ঈশ্বরের আদেশ প্রাপ্ত হলে তবে ঠিক আচার্য. A person can become a good teacher, a superior teacher only after getting command from the Lord. So that we will read in our next reading. As of now, Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai